competitors. The Casio G-Zone Brigade is, and the Sonium XP3 Quest and the Motorola Barrage are all mil-spec phones. They're all tough phones that are meant to be used in tough environments. They're all water resistant in the sense that you can put them theoretically in a metre of water for 30 minutes and they won't die. And they're all shock resistant. So they're pretty similar in many ways. Casio does acknowledge the surfing market, but not much more than that. They have some little features that make it attractive. One thing that I just wanted to show you is that there's great sophistication out there. This is something called Surfline. You can go to this website and you can, there's apps for this as well, so it'll run on a mobile phone and it will tell you the surfing conditions, the weather, the waves, where they're breaking in any surf beach in the world. It's a pretty amazing facility. So clearly that's an important thing. That's something that the Seeker team said, we have to have that. We have to have an app for that. Casio has a link to that, the others don't. So they're not serious in that market. If you're serious, you have to have that. As far as substitutes, the only alternative that we really have here, the only substitute I should say, is to take a regular cell phone, put it in a waterproof housing, and you can carry it out into the surf, but if you really are in trouble and you have to call, maybe you can make the call, but after that, that cell phone is gone. It's not waterproof. So that's in a sense a substitute, but it might be enough for some people. They might just want to carry the cell phone with them and then use it when they're on shore. These were the things that they were looking at and going through as they went along. The customer experience model is a tool that I want to talk to you about. This is a little arcane for people who've just had lunch, but it's nonetheless, I think, a very useful way of looking at features and functions or benefits for different products. So what we have here, you can see along the bottom are the codes for each of those lines, with Seeker on the left and then the Sonium, which is the most rugged of these phones. And then we have some attributes that we're looking at. So by water, I mean, is it waterproof? You can see that Seeker is up at the top level. It's excellent because it is, in fact, the Seeker product is waterproof to 10 feet for any amount of time. So the others, the best they can do is to be water resistant. Time is related to the standby time and the talk time on the phone. The Sonium phone has an incredible long talk time. You can see it's right up there at a 4. It's excellent. It can actually stand by for 1,500 hours, which really means it could probably, you could take it to Haiti right after the earthquake, not get near power, and essentially run your phone for a couple of months and talk for 18 hours. So that one is really superior, but the Seeker is not far behind it. They've got a very strong battery. So camera, that's important too, and so on. So we're comparing, and cost, of course, when the cost is lowest, the point there is highest. So blue, which is just using a regular cell phone in a case, scores great when it comes to cost, because geez, we've already got a cell phone. But you can see along the bottom, blue is not scoring well on anything else. So this is just a way, this is a way to position your product and a way to think about it, which we find very useful. Just important to specify the difference between features and benefits, or features and functions and benefits. You can see here we're talking about some very fancy specs for the Jaguar XJ. But what does it really come down to in benefits? This is just a sexy, amazing machine. And so it's always important to distinguish between the features that you discuss and the benefits. I think you're well aware of that. Now you can add in some marketing. So let's go back to that. Oh, first, the caption here says the active ingredient is marketing. Perhaps that's all it is for Energex. Great. The customer experience model, we're back where we were. Now let's let's add in a little marketing. So we've moved this up now. You can see that what we've done here, the Seeker is now standing out because in fact it was already at the top level for waterproofing, but we've now added a 6 megapixel camera that can do 24 frames a second. So you can actually shoot surf videos with your phone. And in terms of a new marketing-oriented attribute called surf fitness, meaning does it fit that market, it's also strong. It's got surf-related features. And surf cool means that we're designing it and positioning it and making it attractive to surfers. So again, we score very well in that area. And the only one that comes anywhere near close are our friends from Casio. And we add one more, we move on to that center circle in our model of customer experience innovation. And we're adding some additional things. You'll see over on the right now, we've added the fact that we have channels direct to surfers, so we can get to them through surf shops. We have a beacon that works when the surfer is in trouble. They can either activate it or it'll activate itself. We have the inimitable shark shock feature, which is a pair of prongs that can deliver a very high voltage charge to the shark when it's biting your leg. And so, guess what? Seeker is looking great. We've moved this up to be truly an amazing product. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about getting your products to the point where they're absolutely unassailable. Not they're almost as good as the next guy, or they're a little bit better than the next person. They're unassailable. So this whole customer experience model is a very useful tool. I'd love to share it with you if anyone wants just the software. Here are some concepts that were drawn, which I think were very exciting for what the product would be like. It had to have a strap that could go on your arm or leg, and you can see that over on this side. And it's also it's made so it's curved, so that when it's strapped to your arm, it can fit to your body. And all sorts of good ideas. At the top there on the left, you see the beacon idea, where it actually hangs in the water and says, "Here I am. I'm in trouble. A shark bit me." In terms of benefits here, we've got all these great features, which I won't labor with you, like GPS and an emergency locator beacon and press to talk to other surfers. The point here is that there are really two big benefits. One is lowering your risk of death. That's always a good one. And the other one is more fun. So imagine, more fun and lower risk of death. What a compelling value proposition we have. So this is how the value proposition, which after all is just a summary about benefits and our price, comes out. The Seeker Surfswell is a smartphone and safety device for surfers and windsurfers. It makes surfing more fun, improves your social life, and reduces your risk of drowning or shark attack. It costs about 50% more. What a deal. So I said all about dying and stuff because I wanted to emphasize to you, value propositions are not what you tell the customer. Value propositions is what you tell yourselves and you use to work out what you want to say in your position. This is sort of internal thinking. And indeed, when we come through to a positioning statement, first of all, we position the company. To say Seeker SurfSun is the world's leading provider of mobile devices designed specifically for surfers and windsurfers. In fact, it's the only one. But that's good. You know, we don't have any problem making that claim. Addressing needs for communication, safety, and fun. And then we talk about the specific device, the Surfswell, and why it's so powerful. So with this positioning statement, we do have something we can communicate with. But finally, I just want to say, well, we were just about to talk about naming, and I thought it was such a lovely cartoon about naming. Can everyone read that? People at the back? What it says is, the guy on the left says, let's name it Indian Hills Estates in honor of the Native Americans who once lived here. And the middle cowboy says, a fine and noble idea. And the third guy says, hold it, we're not naming anything until we've done our market research. So naming is central, and I think that the Seeker people did a great job around the message. Their naming is really strong. Seeker, the sea, seeking you if you're lost, and then surf swell. I mean, what can be better than that? We've got the surf in there. The swell, to a surfer, the swell is the good waves. That's the solid, meaty waves that you can ride, not the chop. So swell is a great word for surfers. So we've put it all in there together. The tagline they've chosen is out there in touch. What a nice idea. And finally, one of the many messages, because the message depends what particular benefit we're trying to emphasize, is shoot the tube with surf swell, meaning make videos, make surfing videos, because all surfers that I know are crazy about surf movies. And like, if anyone's seen Endless Summer, you know the appeal. But the idea of shooting the tube, in other words, surfing down that tube as the wave is crashing, and being able to photograph it at the same time is amazingly powerful. So there's a little message that we can use in some of our advertising. And it's just to emphasize that we don't have to be pedestrian and mundane in our choice of message based on just stated benefits. Oh, will it really help you not die in the surf? It can be much more imaginative than that. So what we've been doing, of course, is going through the first two steps of the marketing process, understanding and articulating. Here are some sources, which I'll give you later, which are great books that I highly recommend. The last one, Strategy, Leadership and the Soul, is actually very important because one of the authors is here. This is the book, and Jen Sertle, who is co-author, is sitting right at the front table. I've embarrassed her. But I want to give it a good plug, because what I love about this book is it's talking about the future of leadership and how the new companies operate, how like the Mac guy thinks versus the old PC guy. And this really is a visionary and interesting book. So I'll give this to some good soul in the course of our discussion, but I recommend it highly. And there are some other great books. I'm sure you have read some of them and recognize others, but all of these, we really tried to sort out and say, what are the books that really, really get it down, that are really influential? Finally, let me just tell you very briefly what we do. We're about great marketing, as I said. That's our crusade, and we do it through planned marketing performance. And what we do, in fact, is a marketing performance plan, which is like this. This is one we did for MedTech, the Syracuse organization. Jill Zimmerman from MedTech is over here. And that includes a 2-year marketing calendar. So we are all about discipline, hard work, and trying to work the plan with marketing.